My fave.
We kind of like took things back, which I was great. Or like I'm a fan, but not like I have to go to barricade. You know what I mean? So we were like chilling, like.
All right, I think it's recording. If not, oh well. But okay. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about social media and mental health. Oh, I don't know what I did. Okay, it's fine. All right, so first we're going to be going over, it says housekeeping up there. So just updates for the club and activities that we have planned and stuff like that. And then I had planned a discussion, but I guess we'll save that for last depending on how fast the rest of the things go. And then I wanted to also talk about informative activism because I think it's kind of a hot topic today. We can do a quick run through of the CMHC website so that way y'all like know how to access the resources available to you. And then where it says 5 shows your pick. And yeah, snacks. So you can go ahead and grab some snacks. I got fruit. I don't know if y'all are getting your, yes, of course. I don't know if y'all are getting your daily requirements for good food because I am not. So all right. So yeah, number 1 is housekeeping. So we have a couple activities coming up. The one that I've been working on the most and I'm like super excited about is this live music event. So I'm working, have you all heard of Hi, How Are You? So I'm working in conjunction with them and we're gonna put together a live music event. So I'm super excited. Somebody here is gonna play probably most likely Modern Sophia. But I'm also happy to say that I got the irons. So I'm just waiting on about 2 other confirmations and to confirm the what's it called? The venue. I'm thinking it's going to be on my rooftop, the block on Pearl South, but American Campus sucks and they never get back to me. So they're supposed to have a meeting about this tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get back to that. But as soon as everything is confirmed, I will like send out the flyers and stuff like that. I've already made them. And yeah, I'm like super excited. It will be like technically free, I guess, but there will be like a $5 suggested donation. So that way, like whatever kind of profits we make, we can split with Hi, How Are You? But again, like it's not required or anything. And then also I wanted to let y'all know about these activities on the side. These are some workshops and group activities that the CMHC is having. So tomorrow at 11:45, CMHC is going to have a mindfulness meditation session, which sounds so needed, at least for me. And I can send y'all the Zoom link and registration, or you could find it yourself once we go onto the CMHC website and you know, but I'll send it out anyway. And then I know that I had said that a nutrition workshop would be kind of useful, I think, for college students. So on October 18th and October 25th, the CMHC is going to have nutrition workshops on emotional eating and intuitive and mindful eating. They also have others like meal planning and I want to say eating while having cystic fibrosis, but I feel like these are more anti-mental health lines. But again, like I'm going to show you all the websites so you can go ahead and look at these yourself. And I will also send these Zoom links. And then we have Bella here to explain this. So do you want to talk about your project?
No, so in the beginning, it's running. Okay, so I'm in a photography class. I guess I would consider myself a photographer. And I'm trying to work on this photo story that helps explain mental illnesses and mental health in a different lens. It's fun. But I kind of wanted to collab with y'all if y'all are willing to kind of get a description and like words on how you feel and then like make that a reality in a picture format. And so I made a little doc where you can write a description of how your mental illness and mental health affects you on the daily. Like if you have like, I don't know, like something that you can physically describe in the morning or afternoon, or you have a party or school, something like that, you can describe it in words. And if you wanted to be involved in the creation of the photo or having ideas on visually how that feels, you'd be able to like that in and then give me your info and set up a shoot time. And so I have to collect around 20 photos, I think, of different ways that mental health feels like and the way people could see it. So yeah, I really love and appreciate y'all's help with all of the people that are comfortable in being a part of the project. And if you just want to write a description, you can do that. I'll find a different subject, or sometimes some things don't need an actual subject, like a cool concept would be like sometimes for me it's like I'm there but I'm not. So like just my clothes would be the photo. So like things like that. It doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be realistic in any way. It's just a description that you feel your mental health affects you on a daily basis, and then I'll figure out a way to capture that. And then also, sorry, one more thing. And then I didn't write this up here, but eventually, if you still were interested and comfortable in going through this project with me, I do have to like an audio, and I'd like to get the recorded, script like voice recordings of y'all's descriptions. Whenever that comes on, that's a little later on, but yeah.
Yeah, and I know Bella had mentioned that this could be like in varying degrees of anonymity as well, right? Like maybe the voice recording, like if you don't want your voice, right? Like somebody else could read out your statement. So if you're interested, but like, you know, maybe want to be anonymous to some extent or something, like, and let us know and we can work with you on that. But I think it sounds like a really cool project.
The left column can literally all be anonymous and fill it out all the way if you like. So it's really just like up to your comfort level and how much you personally live up.
Mhm. So yeah, when Bella told me that, I was like, oh my God, yes.
It's going to start during this week and next week to start getting at least my first half of the project. So just
I'll also send.
See, it really just depends on how many you want to provide me with. I'll reach out to other sources if I need more. But it's really like I'm doing what y'all are comfortable with, giving me what y'all are willing to give, and the rest that I need, I'll do what I do.
For sure. And we have other, we have like 2 or 3 other members that couldn't make it today, so I can let them know as well about that. So yeah, and would it be like 1 picture per person?
Like if you want to write in a bajillion descriptions, I obviously can't do all of them, but you can do that, and I'll work with what I can. What I can see is like physically in the means to make a photo of. But like literally, if you have a bajillion different things that your mental health makes you feel, write them all down, and you don't have to write your name to write all of them. So it also can just be a way to express.
Thank you. So yeah, I will send all this out like in the PowerPoint and stuff like that, and then I'll also send it in the group meet. Okay, this is what I said. We will wait till the end to see. But yeah, performative activism. So have y'all heard this phrase before? Does anyone want to like try defining it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good description. So performative activism is posting about an issue only for like social benefit, not really caring about the issue, like you said. Here I put guys just love each other, because like that's typically the sort of sentiment I guess that's going on with that. And I wanted to bring attention to it because I think alongside the pandemic, it also like rose because we were all indoors, like only talking to each other virtually. And then sadly, a lot of difficult things started happening during the pandemic. So, you know, I think people started taking their activism online and kind of turning it into a sort of pressure and stuff like that, whether they meant to or not, but that just kind of happens with the big groups. And I think the internet is like the biggest group, you know. It can still be useful for raising awareness about an issue. So I don't want it to seem like I'm like demonizing anyone for like taking part in it, because God knows I have, and I probably always will, you know. But I did want to kind of mention this because at least like for me and for some of my friends, like the whole rise of performative activism turned into a really big like stressor for me, because I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Like, I don't know, people are like watching and trying to see if like I'm doing the right thing or not. So I wanted to put here.
Like instead of like actually reaching out to people.
Yeah, like when you post something kind of like vague or maybe accusatory on your Instagram story or stuff like that, you know. So here I want to put, do not feel pressured. I know that like sometimes when a big issue is going on, you're like, I have to, like, this is my duty as a citizen or something like that, to be like raising awareness about it or posting an issue or whatever. But if it's stressing you out and like, you know, that's kind of the point of politics. Like, it's very stressful, very distressing, you know, like there are a lot of kind of negative things going on around the world. And if your mental health is better taking a break from it or like kind of staying away from those sort of things, I want to say like it's okay. You're not obligated to post anything. Nobody's watching. And if they are watching, they should have other things to do. But no, I mean, I guess I'm just saying, like, make sure that you don't feel like maybe a love of activism is turning more into a sort of, like I said, performance or something like that. So yeah, does anybody have any like, I guess, experiences with performative activism that they want to share?
I was thinking of like where terrible
Yeah.
person, or they'll talk about an issue and it's all like, yeah, this is really exciting, but they're like, oh, but you repost this so you're a popular person going out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
That was so bad.
and it still happens. I see it still sometimes. It's like I don't post those ones, obviously. I still do those things that I guess it's not that I feel pressure to post it, but it's something that I'm passionate about.
Exactly.
So I would post it. But
No, yeah, I
I'm
mean,
also scared of coming across as like not talking about it, because that's a lot of people. So
for sure. I mean, Instagram is a really great, Instagram and all social media is a really great tool. And like, we have infographics, you know, so like, there's nothing inherently wrong with posting. And in fact, like I said, like it's really good for raising awareness about an issue and getting people to repost. And if something looks cute, like, you know, people are going to want to read into it more and stuff. But yeah, that was actually a great way of describing it. Or like those pictures where it's like, repost if you love Jesus, or like, you know, stuff that my grandma posted on Facebook. Yes. No, you can go.
There was like an issue in McAllen, which is where I live. These kids were separated at the border and then put into a hotel room. And so it became like a really big deal. Like they were like, oh, what are you doing at the Hilton? Like, there were some pictures. So someone who actually goes here like made an Instagram post and think about it, like an informational, like informative Instagram post, like here's what's going on in town, and it went totally viral. Like everyone followed it, and like it would be like my every single Instagram story like would be a repost about it, which was like good that people were spreading the information. Like I put on my story like I wanted people to see like what was going on, but then it was like I not only did I put on my story, but like my sister and I gathered things and like went to the actual hotel and like actually did stuff. And people were just like, oh, check, like I posted on my story, that's all that needs to be done. Like they did their job in helping like solve the problem over just because they put on their story rather than like actually taking action.
For sure. And like you can't do that, I guess, for everything, because that's another sort of thing of like taking care of your own mental health also means like not, throwing yourself into everything. But like both of you said, like if it's something that you're really passionate about, like absolutely try to go the extra mile and stuff. Not only is it like good for awareness and stuff, but it's just very rewarding, like being able to work physically on an issue that you find very important stuff. You had wanted to say something, right?
It was kind of like similar to that, but with my older sister, she's been really involved in kind of things like which in our hometown, right, there's but they mutual aid and stuff like that. And I remember when all of this was happening, I just remember realizing like the difference in seeing people not really doing anything. Like I saw other people posting. But then there was my sister, and I'm not trying to say like she was a victim, but seeing my older sister like go out and actually help people in our community versus seeing people who would just like post it, but then also kind of guilt some other people into I don't know, just posting infographics as well when they're really not. I mean, maybe they were doing something, but I don't know. It was just it's kind of vague, but like, yeah, like you can see that there's a difference, and Instagram is not like an end all be all,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I'm just kind of.
There's definitely like a fine line. This is like kind of related, but like also not really. But like it's recently, like at the very beginning of college, when my soccer teammates passed away, like totally randomly, and she had like an Instagram, she was just a normal 15-year-old, and people were like going to her most recent Instagram post, like people who did not know her at all, and were commenting like, "We miss you so much." And you were like pretending like they knew her, if that makes sense. And her brother like saw it and was like really like off put by it, and was like, "Don't start acting like your friend when you didn't give a shit about her who's really alive," kind of thing. And so it's kind of like it's not really like this now, but or like what we're talking about, but it's kind of like a similar idea. Like, don't act like something is real when you really don't really care that much about it. But it's also to find that, like, I don't think there's people's intentions were to be like rude about the whole thing. Like they were just trying to like be supportive in that aspect. So I think that there's a good find like a line between like, am I just being supportive, or am I just like not doing enough?
Yeah, but I think it also, one thing I learned in my class is like, it's not always about like what your intent is of your actions, it's how it's functioning too. I remember like one time, like one of the main social media, like it's the black square, like support.
Oh,
Like
the
the black square, not like
Yeah.
and they're actually to this more question, or something, which is provided by the hashtag, just black squares with more information and resources or ways to help or like just to go to the pages.
Yeah.
I did do it, but I then did take it down because I realized that.
Sorry, this happens like every 20 minutes.
She likes it. Yeah, I know. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a really complicated issue, with a lot of nuance and stuff, which is why we're talking about it. And yeah, like the way you said that you did it, right? I did too. Like this is something that we, have to like talk about in order, I guess, to like grow from it, and also to know that like it's a-okay, if we learn something new, if we decide like, I maybe wouldn't like to do that anymore. Or if seeing somebody else does it kind of like affects your own mental health. Like I'm trying to kind of just validate, But yeah, it is a very complicated topic, and especially like when it gets personal, like how you said, with your soccer mate from home. But yeah, I mean, this is really important stuff, I guess, especially like I said now, that like a lot of things are still virtual and probably are just going to continue being virtual. Okay, so now I just kind of wanted to do a quick run through of the CMHC website.
A lot. I was trying to sign up for something that was being weird.
Sorry?
I said, this is gonna help a lot because I was trying to do it right now and this is.
Yeah, no, it is kind of confusing. But I promise you, once you click around enough. So,
Where you do it, for it.
I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I know. I mean, I'm clicking here and it says like pause recording and stop recording. But I don't know. I mean, worst case scenario, like I have the PowerPoint and everything, and I have pictures of what we're gonna go over. Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, actually, what were you looking for? So that way I can like kind of,
Last time we talked about, like psychology services.
yeah. So once you go, so the website is cmhc.utexas.edu. Right? There, you just Google like UT CMHC. Then you get to this page and there are these 4 tabs, right? So if you're looking for like psychology and psychiatry services, you're gonna go to the tab that says counseling and medication, okay? I think the ones that are gonna be most useful here are groups and classes, which are like group therapy sort of things. Then there's short-term individual counseling, which is the therapy that I had mentioned. Medication and psychiatric services, which is the psychiatrist. And the wellness workshops and events, which is like how I had mentioned the meditation thing tomorrow, and the nutrition workshops, that's where all that is. So
The individual counseling is the psychologist.
yeah, that's the therapist. So then it comes here and it kind of like tells you about it, eligibility, exactly what kind of this stuff is. You're going to speak to a BART. And from there, like exactly how you'll go ahead and do it. It does say that you need to call in order to do this because the counselor is going to do like an intake session, like over the phone. It'll take like 10 minutes, but still. So here you would call this number. And then once you call that number, you just say like, I'm interested in the therapy services, or counseling services here, like who can I speak to? And they'll just redirect you. So yeah, that's for the individual counseling. Now, like I said, they also have like group counseling and group therapy. So here, like that's the mindfulness meditation, but they have a bunch. They have a bunch that are like based on identity. So like Asian voices, Black voices, LGBT, about like if you maybe have substance abuse issues, if there are any specific sort of issues that you'd like to, tackle or whatever, if you maybe want to go to a group that like helps with anxiety or depression or stress or anything like that, grief. So all these group things are pretty good resources as well. Because I know that like, even though I think what we're used to seeing in like the public eye is more like individual counseling and therapy, sometimes it can be really nice to just like, vibe with somebody, if you're in a group there with a bunch of people who think kind of the same way that you do, it can help you feel not so alone. And then here, the medication psychiatric services, it's a pretty similar thing where you call this number. I believe for the psychiatric, it's a little more difficult after you call the number because then they'll message you through the CMHC portal, which is up here. So I'm not going to click it because my stuff is on here, but you would just click right here on my CMHC above the 4 tabs. And it's the same. I don't know if any of y'all have used UHS, like the University Health Service. It's the same sort of page as that. And it'll have like a little messages tab. And then you can see like what the people are sending you. If you want psychiatry services, you are going to have to provide your general doctor's information. If you have a diagnosis, like to provide their phone number and fax and everything like that. But it's actually not like as difficult as I thought it was going to be. And so if any of y'all like want to do it, but maybe like it's kind of annoying or a lot or something, I mean, by all means, like let me know and I can help y'all out. But also, like I said, everything is on here and you can just go ahead and call and I'll explain everything to you. So those are on the wellness workshops. So here, this is like where we can find the nutrition workshops. This is how I had met, not cystic fibrosis, it was polycystic ovarian. I don't know the difference, but yeah, they have like these nutrition workshops and stuff. The mindfulness, this is the mindfulness meditation group that's meeting tomorrow. This one sounds super interesting. It's just that it's like a month's worth of meetings and stuff. But I believe it's gonna start like next week again. So that could be pretty like interesting if y'all are into that. But yeah, and then in these other tabs, I think the more important ones in the other tabs, this is the crisis line. That's only for UT students, but I mean, it's always great to have that number like readily available, you know. If you ever need to call it, I believe it's 24/7. They do a really great job. They don't get off the phone until they think that like, I'm sorry? Yeah, exactly. And you know how like some people or some departments or whatever send like police officers to go check on you, it's super dangerous. They have like specially trained like mental health officers. They don't carry weapons or anything like that. So if they like do think that they need to send somebody to go check on you, you can feel safe that it's not a cop with no training with a gun, you know, specially trained mental health officers. As for self-care, here it has like some self-care activities and stuff. They're actually like really like good and fun. And then there is an app here called Thrive at UT. And it is like a sort of like self-check-in kind of app, you know, like to kind of like, I guess, journal how you've been feeling, mood tracker, wellness tracker, stuff like that. No, it's super cool. Maybe next time I could like download it on my phone and then do like a similar thing like this just to show y'all around it. And then here for prevention and outreach, there are like other, you know, resources. These are more like off-campus sort of things. Like over here, I think they have, where is it? It might be peer education. Let me see. Oh no, that's something else. But they have a lot of like off-campus resources and stuff like that. Oh, this actually reminds me, this isn't it, but there's something at UT called the Mind Body Lab. I've never done it, but I really want to because it's supposed to be like a way to like physically target like things that are being affected by like your mental health. So they have breathing exercises, muscle relaxation, meditation. They have like these specific machines and stuff. I don't really know exactly what they do. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Are they open? It looks open. I guess you could also call with this. I don't know how to reach this exactly from here, but y'all saw what I did, right? I just Googled it. So worst case scenario, like if you can't find anything on this huge website, you can just Google like CMHC, whatever you want, you know? Or you could hit me up and I will do my best to help. So yeah, I really want to do the Mind Body Lab very soon. Were there any other questions, I guess, on the stuff around the website?
There's helped a lot. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know I'm giving like a lot of information this meeting, but I don't know, I just want to like give you guys enough information to like be able to look at the stuff on your own, you know?
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. That's okay. Do you want to take some snacks for the road?
I think okay, maybe I'll put a banana.
Yes, for sure.
Bananas are my favorite fruit.
Yay!
So it's always good to have one on hand.
Yes, of course. Take as many as you like.
I also, where did you buy these?
HEB, they're huge, right?
Yeah, they're so
I saw them and they were like by far the biggest, and I was like, I need these.
They're also not like green or like.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Of
Have a
course.
great rest of the meeting, and then I'll get back to you by.
Yes. We will see you
Bye,
next time.
guys.
And you can send me the website and stuff.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then like this is just the kind of stuff that I just went over right now. Okay, and then for the show and tell. This is the last thing that we can say. But I wanted to wonder if we didn't have to worry about likes or comments or feed or whatever about keeping a pretty feed, what would you post on Instagram? So I want to give y'all a minute or two to look through your phones, find a picture that if we didn't have to worry about any of that, what would you post? What would be the first thing you post? So we can go ahead.
This is such a fun idea.
Thank you. It's 5:35. At 5:37, I'll put in there. Then we can charge it. Okay? And go.
Sure. It's kind of difficult.
I know, right? In the meantime, I'll put on some tunes. Nineteen.
No, I'm not joking. Wow. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
I
so
know.
impressed.
I actually am very impressed. I think it goes
I have 16,000.
But
I
I
have
have
iPad.
17, but I cleaned out the other day. So
How
up to
much?
the 20,000s.
Yeah.
They're all hoarders now. I know.
They're all excluded.
They're all the exact same thing, just like 7 times.
Or
Yeah, I feel like mine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna salad it.
it's unnecessary.
Hey. Y'all have a picture ready? You ready? Is that that's a love.
It's, I use the lens, so it's like, it's bigger.
That's Boo. Boo was hanging out with me today.
Really, it was in your room.
Yes, the poor little man was crying a lot.
This is my cat. I probably wouldn't use an example, but something.
You know what? Great minds think alike because I chose my cats as well.
I'm literally not sure which of the cat.
That's okay. This is actually a live picture and you can see them. They're like attacking each other. But out of love. They're brothers. You know? They're brothers. They're just playing around.
But it's not. It's not of me also, which I don't believe in my Instagram, I guess. Even when
Mhm.
I don't think I have this picture.
What kind of dog is that?
I watched it. It's close to the breed that's real. Okay, mine, this is my neighbor's cat. It's not mine, I wish it was mine, but I'm just like looking outside, and this is my dad and my sister. I was noticing, I feel like I would post a lot more pictures of my family too. Like I was, yeah, but that's.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
This is a photo I took yesterday. But
That's a cool picture.
it's really cool. I don't think I ever posted it.
I can't even tell my mind.
It's one of those little things.
That's so cool.
I don't think I would post it.
You could absolutely.
You should,
post
you
it.
should.
Yeah.
Just because it's Angelica. She's my roommate.
Mhm.
No, I can't give her
You guys are roommates?
We've been roommates for years now. I didn't know this.
Oh my goodness. It's so
It's
fun.
chaotic, yes, but, yeah, I don't think I posted it, but I do think it's a really cool photo. And if I had more, I felt more comfortable with Instagram.
Yes,
I always wanted to do this. Like,
I know.
and just like pictures of cute things. Like, I just don't know why it's about this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's what I do.
Insta.
I'm sorry.
Who was it that somebody was telling me that some politician was like, we need to stop Finstas.
Oh, yes, I saw that video.
Did you see that? What is
Yes,
that?
he thought that it was some sort of like, I guess like service that Instagram provided to people to like hide things from their parents. And so he was trying to stop it, but the girl kept explaining, like, we do not run this, like that's just a slang term that the young people use.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you need to shut it down. Like, we can't just do that.
That's funny. Oh, old politicians. All right. And yeah, that's about it for today. Feel free to reach out to us for anything, as always. The discussion sessions were done this time. I will post this PowerPoint, like I said, anyway, so you can take a look at the discussion questions and I don't know, they can be good resources for you to have discussions on this stuff. But yeah, thanks for coming. You can grab some snacks to take for the road if you would like also. I know.
And thank y'all, thank you for like hearing all my pitch and. Really good.
Mhm.
Also, does anyone have tampon? I'm not the worst person.
There's never.
This is the worst day that I switched out my backpack.
You got like, these have been in my bag for like a couple of years.
Okay, no problem. I mean, they should be fine. They just look all the packaging. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Yes, of course. And there's some napkins.
So, yeah, our roommate slash my sister.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.